You know the thumbs up, right? We all do. It's one of the most common, most understood gestures on the entire planet. But what if I told you that the story you think you know about where it came from is probably wrong?
I mean, it is everywhere in our culture. Think about it. The Fonz making it cool, the T-800's unforgettable fiery farewell in Terminator 2, Borat giving it his own special twist, and of course the Facebook like button itself. It's just our universal shorthand for everything's okay.
But have you ever really stopped to think about where it actually came from? Is that story we all kind of accept the real one? Well, let me tell you, the real history of this simple sign is way more complex and, frankly, way more interesting than you can imagine.
Okay, so let's start with the most famous origin story of them all, the big one. We're going to have to go all the way back to the sand and spectacle of ancient Rome.
Yep, if you ask just about anyone, they'll tell you the thumbs up comes straight from the Colosseum. You know the scene. A Roman crowd signals to spare a defeated gladiator's life. This idea was absolutely cemented in our minds by the movie Gladiator back in 2000, but even that film was just borrowing an idea from something much, much older, a painting from 1872.
So all of this confusion really boils down to this one Latin phrase, pollice verso. It literally just means with a turned thumb. Now here's the problem. While Roman texts use the phrase, they never, ever bother to explain how the thumb was turned. Was it up? Was it down? Was it tucked inside the fist? The historical record is completely silent. It's a real mystery.
So Hollywood gives us this nice, clean version. Thumbs up means you live, thumbs down means you die. But, and this is a pretty big but, many historians and experts on the era argue it was the complete opposite. The theory is that a thumb sticking up might have actually looked like a drawn sword, which meant death, and a closed fist with the thumb hidden inside, that represented a sheathed weapon, which meant mercy. So the bottom line is, the story we all know is almost certainly wrong.
Okay, so if it didn't come from the gladiators, then where did our modern, positive, everything's good, thumbs up, actually come from? Well, the evidence points to a much more recent and still pretty violent origin.
So after that 1872 painting got the whole gladiator myth rolling, one of the first written records of a positive thumbs up doesn't even show up until 1917. An American soldier wrote about it as a British Tommy's expression that meant everything is fine. Then, during World War II, American fighter pilots started using it to signal to the ground crews that they were good to go. The gesture really spread from there, long before the movie Gladiator brought that old Roman myth back to life for all of us.
But, this is where it gets even more complicated. While the gesture became a positive sign in the English-speaking world, its meaning is, well, it's far from universal.
Seriously, depending on where you are in the world, a thumbs up can mean completely different things. In Germany or France, it's often just used for counting. It simply means the number 1. In parts of the Middle East, like Iran, it has traditionally been a very, very vulgar insult. For Tibetan monks, it can be a way of begging for mercy. And in very specific situations, like scuba diving, it's a critical signal that means let's go up to the surface. So yeah, a gesture you think means I'm okay on land could end your dive early underwater.
And in today's digital world, the thumbs up has even found its way into the courtroom. Get this. A Canadian farmer sent a thumbs up emoji in response to a contract he got over text. Well, a judge later ruled that that emoji was a binding legal agreement. The farmer was fined 82,000 Canadian dollars for not delivering. That is a very, very expensive okay. So we've journeyed through history, culture, and even a courtroom drama. But believe it or not, the most surprising part of the thumb story is still ahead, and you'll find it in the world of medicine. This is wild. A simple gesture that you can make with your thumb, right now, can actually be a clue to a pretty serious genetic disorder. It's called the Steinberg sign. It's a clinical test, and here's what it is. If the tip of your thumb extends out beyond your palm when you make a clenched fist, it could be an indicator of a genetic disorder called Marfan syndrome.
You can try it right now. Go ahead, make a fist, but tuck your thumb inside your fingers, all the way across your palm. Now look at the pinky finger side of your hand. Can you see the tip of your thumb peeking out? If you can, that's what's known as a positive Steinberg sign.
So why does this matter? Well, Marfan syndrome is a disorder that affects the body's connective tissues, the glue that holds everything together. People with the condition are often very tall and thin, and they have these really long, flexible limbs, which explains the thumb sign. The most serious risks, though, involve the heart and the aorta, which is the body's main artery.
And that's not the only one. There's also something called the Froment sign, which is a test for nerve damage.
A doctor will have a patient pinch a piece of paper, and if the tip of the thumb has to flex and bend to hold on, it shows a weakness that's caused by ulnar nerve palsy. It's just another fascinating example of our thumbs telling a hidden story about our health.
So let's think about this journey. We went from a symbol of life or death in ancient Rome, a myth we now know is probably false, to a wartime signal for all clear, to a culturally sensitive gesture, a legally binding contract, and even a diagnostic clue for serious medical conditions. The humble thumbs up is anything but simple.
So the next time you give a thumbs up, just remember its tangled, incredible journey through myth and war and medicine. And it really leaves you with a final thought, doesn't it? What other simple symbols that we use every single day have a hidden story that we've completely misunderstood?